Have you ever found a creator who just seems to be living a double life? You know, one minute they're creating these raw, really powerful dramas that get into some heavy social issues, and the next, they're writing these light, witty family comedies. Well, today we're going to unpack that exact puzzle, the unique blend of advocacy and artistry in the work of writer Julie A. Stahauer.
And that brings us to the big question, right? How does one person manage to master two genres that feel like they're on totally opposite ends of the creative spectrum? I mean, it seems almost impossible. But what if there's a hidden thread tying it all together? That's what we're here to figure out.
Okay, so to really start to get her, you've got to know this term multi-hyphenate. It's for those creatives who do way more than just one thing. And Julie Stahauer, she is the definition of this. She's not just a screenwriter. Nope. She's also a producer and the CEO of her own company, Stahauer Publishing. She's building the entire world for her stories, from the first word on the page all the way to the final cut.
And here, you can really see her two different creative lanes, side by side. In one corner, you've got her social issue dramas. They're all about what the source material calls heavy reality, stories about overcoming trauma, like The Girl on Camera. Then in the other corner, it's all about wholesome yet witty family stuff, with titles like Julie's Place and Funny Old Ladies. I mean, they really do seem worlds apart.
So let's dive into that first world, the one filled with that heavy reality. This is where we meet Julie Stahauer, the advocate, the storyteller who uses her craft to face some incredibly tough subjects head-on. See, the heart of her dramatic work isn't just about showing hardship for the sake of it. It's about what comes next. It's about resilience. These are, at their core, stories of survival, and they really focus on the incredible strength it takes to just keep moving forward. And this advocacy shows up in some really specific ways. She raises social awareness, especially around abuse in projects like The Girl on Camera. She digs into that long, hard journey of recovery and the search for justice in The Judge Made Him Go. And then she works to destigmatize mental health struggles in a project called Audio Schizophrenia.
And look, this isn't just her on a personal mission, you know? Her work has earned some serious credibility. That project, Audio Schizophrenia, was actually produced in association with NAMI, the National Alliance on Mental Illness. That is a huge partnership that just highlights how authentic and important her advocacy really is. All right, now let's do a complete 180. We're stepping out of that world of heavy reality and into a much, much lighter space. From the advocate to the entertainer, let's check out how that same core value of hope shows up in a totally different genre, family and comedy.
This phrase right here, it just nails the tone. It's not just sweet, it's not sentimental. The key word is witty. Her family-friendly stuff is designed to be smart and character-driven and genuinely funny, something everyone can enjoy without it being, dumbed down.
And she's got some fantastic examples. There's Julie's Place, a family comedy with a premise that just screams fun chaos. Two sets of triplets. Can you even imagine the mix-ups? And then you've got Funny Old Ladies, which is all about that sharp, character-based humor. It just goes to show her range, even inside the comedy world.
So, we have this writer who can expertly jump between intense drama and witty comedy. To really get a handle on where she fits in the whole creative landscape, it actually helps to look at her peers, other creators who share some similar DNA. Looking at these comparisons really helps put her unique spot into focus. When you think of Tyler Perry, you see that multi-hyphenate drive and that focus on resilience, often with a foundation of faith. The connection to Marti Noxon really shines a light on her work in destigmatizing mental health, like we saw with Audio Schizophrenia. And then, of course, the great Norman Lear. That comparison points to her skill with those classic, character-driven family comedies like Julie's Place.
Okay, we've seen the two worlds. We've seen her creative peers. Now it's time for the big reveal. How does it all connect? What's the secret ingredient? Let's uncover the Stahauer signature.
And there it is. This is the bedrock of everything. Whether it's a gut-wrenching drama or a laugh-out-loud comedy, her work is almost always grounded in something real. That commitment to true stories is the powerful thread of authenticity that just runs through everything she makes. You can actually break her whole approach down into a kind of method. Step 1 is always to start with that true story. Step 2, write with an advocacy focus, meaning there's always a deeper purpose behind the story. And then, Step 3, build the production framework around it. It shows she's an executive-minded writer, always thinking about the big picture of how to get that story out into the world.
And there's one more layer that connects it all, this undercurrent of faith and hope.
This quote points to that theme of resilience that we also saw in that Tyler Perry comparison. It's all about acknowledging the hardship, for sure, but focusing on the grace and strength that helps people get through it.
So, here it is, the final answer to our question. The common thread tying her two worlds together is this: finding hope in hardship. But how she does it is what's fascinating. Her dramas show people earning hope through trauma, fighting to find a path forward. Her comedies? They start with hope as the foundation, the hope you find in family and laughter and connection, the things that make any hardship bearable. It's like they're two sides of the very same coin.
And that's what we'll end on. Creators like Julie Stahauer, they bridge that gap between our toughest realities and our deep-seated need for hope. It really makes you think. In this complex world, what is the role of the storyteller who is so dedicated to finding the light even when things seem darkest? Definitely something to chew on.